Okay. Farmer Rich is telling us about building the hoop houses. He built it a day and a half.
Yeah, 14 by 50. They're the classic. Pretty straightforward. I would say anyone who wants to build a hoop house should not be intimidated. Time is a key thing. Don't try to rush. But as well, as you can see, we have irrigation set up. It's pulled back, but
Do we have 4 hoop houses that you put up in a day and a half?
no,
Okay.
just these 2.
Okay.
Last year, those took us like 5 days.
That was your practice.
Well, yeah. So now it's just a breeze. And over here, we're going to be doing microgreens and mushrooms, so a flood drain table. So this would be more so in springtime, but I had to run a couple of tests.
Mm-hmm.
And then here, I don't know if people have ever seen these before, but these are grow pockets. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and drill these on here.
Vertical growing. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, taking use of space.
All the space. So in between the hoop houses, I'm thinking of putting a setup like this along the side, maybe 2 feet out how it is right now. And then on the other side, we'll have another hoop house. So then we can just walk in between and pick herbs. So this would be
so cool.
Yeah, so in between we'll just have herbs. You won't get burned out or have too much light exposure, and then obviously we'll have it so it can be watered on a regular basis. So that is the plan.
Great plan.
And if you're not familiar, yield tarp system. We use white or black. It doesn't really matter. Some people say it does, but at the end of the day, what happens is it makes the ground look like this.
Mm-hmm.
So it kills the grass, or in our instance, the cover crop that we put down.
Mm-hmm.
So we're able to put the 3rd hoop house down, possibly in another 2 weeks. But
will it go right here?
it's going to go right here.
That's the footprint. Okay.
So we might be trying to do a workshop, like a free public workshop, to be able to know how to construct one.
Okay.
Because I know for a while, builders and some builders were building hoop houses, but now they don't do that as much.
So it's up to you, huh?
So now it's up to you.
Yeah.
And there's no one really out there who wants to actually build them. And I don't blame them, but at the same point, I would encourage anyone to
because your return is so much worth the investment.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn this off. This electric fence.
Extending the growing season. Solar powered electric fence. Very cool.
Oh, you know this.
Oh, is there an organization to Living City Farms, or is it just a group of farmers, growers?
It is just us, and we have a stewarding company called Good Place Holdings.
Uh-huh.
It's a nonprofit steward business entity that helps the farm make decisions and be able to move forward on certain social
Like a little business incubator, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, who else is we?
I just say that in terms just because the Good Place family. There's just so many people. I just say we.
Okay.
So, but Azella is on the farm with me, who is in the beige hat, and we have a part-time farm hand named Mandy. She's not here today; she'll be here later. But she comes in and she harvests, and she works 3 days a week. So right here, pretty much our whole system here is a agroforestry setup. This is an example of called alley cropping. So here, what we have is the garden beds right here, or aka perennial bed. We have perennials. If anyone recognize these, are pawpaws. And we have 2 beds for that. And then after that, there's a pattern of 6 50-foot beds until you hit another perennial bed, and that pattern goes throughout the garden.
Ah, 6.
Correct.
That's the magic number.
It is.
Is there a certain length?
50 feet. And they're 30 inches in diameter. So over here is just like our
Got it. This is the arugula.
Yes.
I'm ready to put in my order, man. I didn't realize there was so much.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, this year's been, there's been some changes in implementing new systems and adding infrastructure. And we thought we were doubling production this year, but we wind up doing more than that. We thought we were going to increase by half an acre. We're actually going to do an acre. So including those hoop houses.
You doubled what you thought you were going to do.
Yeah, which is a little wild, but also very exciting. But we're up for the task. So that's why it's just super fun and crazy at the same time with farming, because it always throws you curveballs. We planted arugula here, so
that'll be a second crop coming.
Oh, we have a lot of arugula coming.
And it'll grow even in November, December.
Yes, so that's what we're.
As long as you got the nets over it.
Yes. So this is insect netting, but we do have a variation. that looks like this, but it's a little bit thicker. And it's called shade cloth, but it's white, so it's transparent.
Mm-hmm.
The only little dance you have with that is you want the sun to be, or excuse me, you want the plants to have enough sunlight. So you want to get here early before the sunlight comes, sunrise. So come here, pull them off, and then the unfortunate task at the end of the day is I come back about 6 or 7, and then I come back and put the hoops.
Got a
back
schedule.
on.
Got a schedule.
Because they need the more light, and that's I think what some growers don't understand, or farmers, is that at this point in time, light is the most critical thing that you have, a natural resource. And so when you don't have that as much, obviously the plants can't function the way they need to or grow the way that they need to. So that's why like a lot of farmers don't grow in the fall and winter. But I've kind of had an epiphany moment, and there's been some other farmers who've been doing this for 2 or 3 years before I have. So there's a proof of concept farms out there. So I've went by them and learned some things, and I think we'll go ahead and use some of those techniques and implement it here.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we got here is some cilantro.
Another great crop for the co-op. Co-op loves cilantro.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
It's not aware. So we got radishes, sorrel, breakfast. You know, watermelon, you can see here. One thing I have learned, radishes don't like a lot of water.
Okay.
They start to split. So it's kind of like the concept of tomatoes. So here, we have some tomatoes still left. Roma tomatoes, Hungarian hot wax, habanero, ghost peppers, serranos, a brand called Nacho. I guess it's a
We
type
like
of serrano.
serranos a lot.
Yeah.
We use those in a lot of recipes.
So it's pretty cool. Obviously.
It's about the end of the year for the tomatoes, huh?
Yeah, so I planted these a little bit later, so we had 2 successions. The other hoop house had, had cherry tomatoes in there, but we took them out, so we're planting spinach and lettuce mix. But as you can see, our plan was to make value-added products, either sauce or dried powders, with our.
Do you have a kitchen to do that in?
So we do have a kitchen, but we don't have someone to be able to do it now.
Don't have a manager.
Right.
Someone to direct the project, yeah.
We will see where that goes, but that was the intention of why we planted all this, and even why we planted as late as we did. It just, things happen.
It takes people, man. You can have all the great ideas, but if there's no one to implement them.
You're not right. You're not wrong. And then over here, we had some squash and some onions, lettuce mix, more arugula. Arugula's our fan.
I love it.
Our friend.
Do you have horseradish?
You don't.
Okay, just checking.
No, you're good. We have peppers.
Nice.
It's funny, there are actually some pretty big peppers on here, which people gotten around here. I've seen some hunkers. But I guess the whole point is we do still have peppers producing
That's great.
that we sell. Oh, here you go.
That's a good one, yep.
So, yeah, this one.
Did you find that the Stowe Farmers Market was a good fit this year?
Oh, that's a big one right there. Stowe Farmers Market was it was pretty good. But then competition got stiff.
Oh, yeah.
So whereas before we didn't have a lot of produce vendors were at the Stowe Market, which is still fine and obviously welcome. But at that